He walks us over to my bed and tips me back so that I fall off his arm onto the soft blankets. Only a couple of inches drop, but the surprise makes me giggle. I need to take care of you, to touch you, to feel you. He starts to take his shirt off, and I'm stunned by the sight in front of me once again. He's so large and muscular. Everything is toned to perfection, as though he himself was as mighty as the oak trees in the forest surrounding us. Leaning down now, covering my body with his own, he moves to kiss me again, this time darting his tongue out and licking the swell of my bottom lip. Following that with a soft kiss and a smaller nibble. The different types of touch are making my senses go haywire. Testing, tasting, moving along my lip to the corner of my mouth, pressing soft kisses along the way. I close my eyes, relishing in the feel of his touch, wanting more and less, all at the same time. His hands are caressing the sides of my body, along my ribs and the side of my breasts. He has the abs of a god, holding himself above me in that position without pressing much of his weight onto me. Pushing me up to the top of the bed and setting me back down on my pillow, he remains where he was before, lower on the bed, and staring intently up at me through his half-lidded gaze, positioned much lower on my body now. Sliding up the edges of my dress from below my knees to my thighs, slowly, with a soft touch from his rough and calloused hands, he watches me, watching his movements. I will not do anything you don't want me to, okay, butterfly? Say the word and this ends. I nod in return, and he shakes his head back at me. No, I need your words. Please. Tell me you want this. Tell me you want me to keep going. I lick my lips, my mouth going dry. I find the words, but they come out rough. Yes, please. Smiling that amazingly wide and perfect smile of his, he leans back on his haunches and continues to run his hands up my thighs while moving the fabric of my dress up higher, right along with it. Leaning forward, he presses kisses on the inside of my right knee, while lifting my left leg into the air. Turning to the leg he just lifted, he starts by kissing my big toe. I never knew that could be so sexy. You have such petite little feet and toes. They're so perfect. Darting his tongue out of his mouth, he licks the arch of my foot and circles his warm, wet tongue around my big toe before sucking it into his mouth. This causes me to have a short, quick intake of breath, making my heart rate increase. The sensation he creates with his small touches is going to drive me mad, and I like it. Staring directly into my eyes, he licks my foot in the exact same way once more. This time releasing my now wet toe with a small pop, followed by another kiss to the pad of the digit. Do you like that, butterfly? I nod my head because I did. Then I remember. Yes. More, please. He chuckles slightly and proceeds to drop tiny kisses all along my leg, from the top of my foot all the way to my now exposed inner thigh. Leaning forward and drawing the fabric up beyond the apex of my thighs, he presses his nose into my heat and takes a deep inhale. I feel myself clench and become wet with arousal. The things he is doing to me are so perfect. I never want this to end. You're making my mouth water with how good you smell right now. I can literally feel the wetness sliding out of me at his words. I'm in a cloud of lust, and I have no hope of clearing from any time soon. Will you let me taste you? He asks, as he wraps his fingers around the band of my underwear. Please. It's the only word I can seem to manage right now. The words are locked behind a wall of sensations and pleasure building deep within me. He takes another slow inhale while pulling the underwear away from my center. I lift my hips off the bed slightly to help him remove the garment. So pretty. He looks down at me, then back up to my eyes. So fucking pretty. Taking one finger, he runs small circles below my belly button, and then, without warning, he drags downward until he presses that finger directly through the center of my wet core and brushes along my clit on the way through, not stopping where the pleasure center is, only grazing it on his sweeping pass. Is this all for me? Taking that same finger and sliding it into his mouth to suck the flavor off the tip. I have absolutely no reply more than a small moan. No words will form now. So wet for me, so sweet too. You taste sweeter than the nectar from a spring flower after a warm rain. He smacks his lips as though he is trying to still taste me from the tip of his finger. I let loose another small moan and roll my hips upward, showing him where I want his attentions. I'm just going to have a little taste, okay, butterfly? Watching him move down and place his full hot lips on my center is almost too much. Please. Again, that's all I can manage to say. At least I'm able to manage that much. He starts by kissing all around, pressing hot, wet kisses to my pelvic bones and the tendon that connects my thigh to my hips, biting it. Then laying his tongue on the sharp pain, which intensifies the tingle in my core. Still dropping kisses everywhere, but where I want him. Vale, please. I can feel him smile against my skin. This was his plan all along, to have me beg him? I am not above begging. Please, I need you. These seem to be the magic words. He's on my clit in seconds, licking with the tip of his tongue, then with the flat, wide part, and back to the hard pressure of the tip. Circling it around, up and down. Is he? No. I can't even concentrate. It feels too good. I'm so close. He is literally writing his name on my clit with his tongue right now, claiming me, marking me his, having just enough conscious thought to recognize his languid movements. Oh, please, Bill, don't stop. I grab that thick, wavy mane of hair and hold his head where I want him. His hair is exactly as tuggable as I imagined it would be. He dives that fat, wet tongue of his directly into my center and moves in a circular motion, tasting my inner walls. Plunging in deep and pulling out over and over again. Back up to circle my clit with the tip of his tongue, and back down, dipping into my center. Oh, God's Vale. I tense up. My legs tense and begin to shake as he keeps lapping at my clit, alternating between flat and soft, and pointy and harder still. I'm thrown over the cliff of ecstasy so far and fast that I see white. So good. Give it to me. All that sweet, sweet nectar. I hear him growl the last bit as I start to come down from my high. I can hear him sucking and licking at my center, laying soft kisses on my sensitive nub in between, suckling at my core. That was amazing. The code word is just the tip.